సంవత్సరాలుగా వీళ్ళు వ్యాపారంలో ఉన్నారు. ఇప్పుడు ప్రభుత్వం
నమస్తే, వెల్కమ్ టు ట్రావెల్ ప్లస్. ఓఝా హాలిడేస్ ఈ పేరు వినగానే చైనా, నేపాల్ మరియు టిబెట్లో సుప్రసిద్ధమైన సంస్థగా ఇది పేరు పొందింది. గత 33 సంవత్సరాలుగా కొన్ని వేల మంది యాత్రికులకు ఎంతో అపురూపమైన అనుభవాన్ని ఈ సంస్థ అందిస్తుంది. కొన్ని వేల మంది యాత్రికులని కైలాష్ మానస సరోవర్ యాత్రకు పంపిస్తూ ఉన్నారు. అలాగే సిఐపిఎస్సి, యాక్టాన్, టాన్, నాటాలో సభ్యత్వం కలిగి ఉన్నారు. అండ్ అలాగే మొట్టమొదటిసారిగా ఈ సంస్థ ఇండియాలో, అది కూడా హైదరాబాద్ లో తన మొట్టమొదటి బ్రాంచ్ ను లాంచ్ చేస్తూ ఉన్నారు. ఓఝా గ్రూప్ హైదరాబాద్ లో స్టార్ట్ చేయబోతున్నారు. మరి ఈ సంస్థ గురించి మరిన్ని వివరాలు మనకు అందించేందుకు ఇవాళ ఓఝా గ్రూప్ నుంచి మేనేజింగ్ డైరెక్టర్ రమేష్ ఝా గారు మనతో పాటు ఉన్నారు. మరి ఆయన అడిగి దీని గురించి, అలాగే ఈ కైలాష్ మానస సరోవర్ యాత్ర గురించి మరిన్ని డీటెయిల్స్ మనం తెలుసుకుందాం. హలో సార్. Ramesh ji, firstly, hearty congratulations for stepping into Hyderabad market and establishing Ojha Group here in Hyderabad.
Thank you very much.
And Ramesh ji, so Kailash and Manas Sarovar Yatra is a one-time opportunity and one-time lifetime dream for many people. So, can you please explain us what is the importance of this Kailash and Manas Sarovar Yatra and why all pilgrims from all over the world do this yatra?
This is thank you. This is especially for the Hindus. The Lord Shiva and Mata Parvati, we believe they live in Kailash and Mansarovar area. So this is the importance as a devotee of the Shiva. So to have a darshan, puja and isnan in Manasarovar, that is the importance for the moksha.
Okay. And Ramesh ji, Ojha. So what is the meaning of this Ojha, and can you please explain the journey and motto of this Ojha and its operations?
Ojha Holidays is I established this company, so meant for the giving the better service and taking care for the pilgrimage. So I been in there first 1993. Then from that year I am going every year. Since 99 I am taking the pilgrimage over there. Main is a safety and reliable and then convenient. So my main motto. So far since 99 I am organizing continued till now.
Okay ji. And in how many ways, in how many routes can we complete the darshan of this Kailash Manas Sarovar?
Yeah, well, we have a major 2 routes from Nepal. So one is the Kerung, is a overland route, which is a 13 to 14 days program, and one is the from Simikot, that is the helicopter route. The helicopter route is a shorter and more convenient and less altitude exhaustion.
Kailash, just as you explained, there among these 2 routes, I mean road route and helicopter route, which is the best route to complete this
in
darshan?
my experience, helicopter is the best. Cost wise little bit expensive, but more convenient, and then people less suffer from the altitude sickness.
Okay, I mean can you explain why helicopter route is the best route?
Because of the short time and then the less travel journey, and people not make a travel sick.
Okay.
A very short journey from Nepalganj Simikot by flight, Simikot to Hilsa by helicopter, from Hilsa to Taklakot only 20 kilometer, then another 70 kilometer we get the Manasarovar, and then another 30 kilometer to Darshan. So less and more 100 kilometer only drive, but from overland route from Kathmandu to Kailash one way journey is almost 1000 kilometer. So I prefer more helicopter, and then they have enough time for the acclimatization. Simikot, Hilsa, Taklakot.
Yes, sir.
So in overland we straight enter to the Tibetan plateau, and more people get altitude sick.
Yes, sir. And Kailash, in how many days can we cover up this Manas Sarovar Yatra?
By helicopter is 10 days, and by overland is 13 days.
And what all the documents do we need to submit for permit and visa?
We need the first passport copy to get the permit from the Lhasa, government of China, foreign affairs department, and after that we need to the original passport we have to send to the Delhi for the group visa.
Okay. I mean, is it the same process for other Indian holders too?
No, you mean non-Indian?
Yeah.
They have also same, but some different. Nowadays is a Chinese government allowing the so many European, Canadian, British, Australian and Singapore, Malaysian, they don't need a visa. They can enter with the travel permit from which is issued by the government of China. Indian, American, Nepali, Indonesian, such a country, they need a visa, group visa to enter the Tibet.
Okay. And Kailash, you have heard that this Kailash Manasarovar Yatra is restricted to certain age limit only. So is this true, and why so?
This is yes, age limit is 70 years for Indian pilgrimage. They had a treaty, I think 1982, between China and India government about the pilgrimage. So still they following the age of 70.
And can you explain about the high altitude ranges? I mean, among all the pilgrims, they will be having young people and also as well as the senior citizen people also. So how do they manage and what precautions do you take?
Well, the altitude is uncertain things. Everybody can attempt, not with the age, not with the what they call age. So even young, even in mid age, even old also can attempt any time. So that's why we go to the slow ascent. So we suppose by helicopter route we fly Nepalganj to Simikot, we stay night there 3000 meter one day. Next day we chopper, then we go to the Taklakot about 4000 meter, we stay there. And before we start the journey, we use the tablet called the Dimax, aclamatazole. So 250 milligram tablet, and half in morning, half in evening, just for the prevention. If someone get the altitude sickness, then we have to give the medicine. So dexamethasone, Lexis, nifedipine, and then we supply the plenty of the oxygen also. And first we have to diagnose, which is a more important, altitude mountain sickness, and then dehydration is a very similar symptoms. Those is very important for the travel guide. So I had a 7-8 time training about the high altitude advanced altitude medicine course. So that's why I give the training to my guide, those who are lead the group in Tibet. So in emergency situation, we will number of places they have a good hospital also, hospitalized also, but they have to take a tablet and they have to drink lots of the fluid. So before they start the tour, I will briefing them how to prevent and how to protect from the altitude sickness.
And Ramesh, very important question. While coming to food, many Indian pilgrims cannot have Chinese or Nepali food. So for that, for those people, what are the arrangements you have been taking?
Well, this is a very good question. This is the food is really important. So we organize the Indian food as per the state. You have a different food in Telugu, Tamil food, Karnataka, Punjabi, Gujarati. So as per the client, we organize the Indian food, and we organize the Nepali cook, Nepali kitchen helper, and all grocery we take. As per the people taste, we will prepare the food and serve them.
Everywhere there is going a big advertisement called Horse Year of Kailash Manasarovar Yatra. So can you explain us what is actually Horse Year?
This horse year is every 12 years. They sometimes call sheep year, horse year, mouse year. So similarly, like the horse year is particularly for the local Tibetan pilgrimage. So one festival in May 31st, it's called Sakadawa in Tibet. So at that time, in the huge Tibetan local pilgrimage will gather in a Kailash. We call Emadwar, they call Tarboche, Shersong. So people from all over the world, they come to see that ceremony. Hundreds of the monks will gather and they chant and they lie down in the one pole, a spiritual pole, and they pull up the pole. They see that festival, and this is around 1 week time. The Kailash will be big crowd, but throughout the year, local Tibetan they come to Kailash for the parikrama, Kora. They believe if they did Korah this year one time, that will be equal value of did the 13 time. So that's why the more importance for them.
Local pilgrims visits for this horse yatra in Manas Sarovar yatra. Can we expect any disturbances for other Indian pilgrims regarding visa permits or any other disturbances?
I don't think so, because of that they have a well organized nowadays is the infrastructure. Most of the places they have a nice hotel, nice lodges. Comparatively, last horse years in 2014. So infrastructure wise, the China build up the massive hotel and other things, is beautiful roads over there. I don't think any disturbance there, and we should not have to worry about the horse here to Indian pilgrimage. I am sure we will organize very smoothly.
This is a complete of 10 to 12 days of yatra. So can you explain in detail?
Well, I will tell you the helicopter route.
Okay.
First they fly to Kathmandu or Lucknow. Then we pick up Nepalganj, is a border city with Uttar Pradesh. We stay night. Either they go by Kathmandu or I by Lucknow. And next day we fly to the Simikot, which is almost 3000 meter altitude. And then I prefer to stay night over there, meant for the well acclimatization, rather than rush down to Hilsa and cross the border same day. So in the next morning we take the people by helicopter to the border. It's called Hilsa our side, they call Sera border in China side. After get there, we quick formality Nepal immigration, then cross the river is called Karnali, the river from the Kailash, and then we short walk to the China immigration. Then we cross the China and get to the Taklakot. That is the first city of the China. So we stay night over there, and the next day, this is the beautiful city, people enjoy the shopping and anything, and then next day they go to the Manas Sarovar, and then next day very short, about 6 to 7 kilometer we walk, bus will pick up and back to Darchen, and after that we drive down to the Taklakot, and then next day we cross the Nepal border Hilsa, and similarly helicopter fly, and then Simikot to Nepalganj aeroplane flight, then we come down to Nepalganj, then after we cross the India border and we complete the yatra.
And can you explain about road also for Kailash Manas Sarovar yatra from Kathmandu?
This is the big crowd goes through this route. So first they have to come Kathmandu by road or by flight, and then the next day they stay in Kathmandu. We organize the tour Pashupatinath, Jalnarayan, Baudhanath, and then we briefing to the client about the yatra, and we distribute the kit bag and equipment. We drive to the Nepal-China border. So Nepal side we stay at place called Raswagadi, which is a 1900 meter altitude, and then next day we start to walk to the border. Then we cross the China border. After crossing the China border, we drive to the Kerung, only 26 kilometer. So about lunchtime we reach there, and they stay in acclimatization in there. And that is the first beautiful town in China, is the Kerung. That is the biggest town to trading to the main Nepal. And then next day we drive to the Saga, stay night there, and then next day we early morning start to the journey to Manas Sarovar. We reach there by noon, around 1 p.m. 2 p.m. That is the first glimpse view of Mount Kailash and the Manas Sarovar. Then stay night over there, north face darshan, and the next day we start to the Dolmala Pass. I already told 4 kilometer, and then walk downhill 3 kilometer. In a downhill not allowed to ride the horses because of the steep, very steep down and a risk. So Chinese government stopped to the downhill horse riding, and then after getting down bottom of the Fedi, and similarly we drive back to the Saga and Kerung and Kathmandu. So it will be 13 days program in total.
Right, sir. And while trekking, people have to walk for kilometers and even climb for high altitudes. In that case, they will be causing some breathing issues in some people, especially in older people. So before beginning of this yatra, so will you give any breathing techniques or any inputs to them?
After getting Darchen, we will check everyone who is fit to the parikrama, who is not fit to the parikrama. Those fit yatris we will take to the parikrama. Those are not well fit, we will keep down to the Darchen. So I already told you that regarding the medication, we give to the tablets. It's called Diamox, it's dexamethasone, Lexis, and Nifedipine, such a kind of medicine we use. And one thing is I had a training, and I give my guide also training about the medicine, and it's allergic. So Diamox is a sulfur drugs. So people don't know about this thing. Everyone said Diamox, but they should know the sulfur drug allergic. Sulfur drugs, if someone had a sulfur allergic, they will get the airway block, and then people can die also. But should not worry about this. We have a injection, it's called Ederline. So we keep in the kit. If someone get in that case, the sign and symptoms very quick react, and then we find that people just hold the neck, and that they feel uneasy to the breathing. So immediately we can give to the inject in a thigh in a 5-minute refresh. So this is the main thing. So during the parikrama, people get the shortness of breath, because first day we going to the 4800 meter, overpass Dolmala 5600 meter, and down Jutulfog is a 4700 meter. This is a quite tough in a high altitude. So for this, people have to aware, and we have to also, as an organizer also, we have to also aware for that. And we take the oxygen gas also for emergency, which is we can use minimum 15 hours. So a small tank we will take, and we continued give to the tablet, and we monitor the sign and symptoms about the his activity by see his face and his walking style and everything. We have lots of the method of the diagnosis. Immediately we can diagnose and treat.
And Ramesh, I mean, throughout this yatra, will you or your people from Ojha group will be there among with them?
Yes, we organize the Nepali experienced altitude Sherpa. Those are working all the time in high altitude in Nepal Himalaya, in Tibetan Himalaya. Those people like 5 client equal 1 Sherpa we organize, and they will take care throughout the journey.
And Ramesh, recently I have seen in many YouTube videos and some reels that the stars are dipping in Manasarovar. Is this true?
I think this is true. So people believe. So I do also believe this. So people wake up in the midnight, like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. They walk to the shore of the lake Manasarovar, and they see to the sea, and this probably the reflection or whatever, but they drop something.
Ramesh, what is Ashtapadi, and what is the importance of Ashtapadi in Kailash Yatra?
Ashtapadi above Darchen, 6 kilometer south face, very close to the south face of the Kailash, where Bhagwan Jain had a meditation tapasya there. So more Jain people, they go to the darshan over there. So similarly, all yatris, they go to the darshan. Main is a Jain guru meditation there, tapasya there, and there is some Tibetan Buddhist monks, and then some shrine over there. So it's such a spiritually very beautiful place. I would like to suggest to everyone, go to there. Once you get to the darshan, take a vehicle, and the guide will organize, go and have a darshan. That is the lifetime achievement also. You will get very close to the Kailash Atmalingam. You can see the Saptarishi cave and Nandi as well, very close there.
Ramesh, as we know that there is going a war between America, Israel and Iran, so can we expect any obstructions or any disturbances during this yatra?
Well, this is a big question, so very difficult to the answer to me also. As per my communication with my Chinese counterpart, they said Indian pilgrimage not will affected about this war. So I am pretty much sure from first week of May, this yatra smoothly goes to the Indian pilgrimage. So I am sure the less number comes from the overseas because of the flight disturbance en route. So I don't think any disturbance to the Indian pilgrimage. I am pretty much sure. I will keep in touch with Chinese authority and I will let you know, inform to the people and my travel partners and my clients also. So I'm sure not any disturbance. I'm very hopeful this year goes smoothly up to the October, and I expecting more than 30,000 Indian pilgrimages through the Nepal route.
I mean, what is the percentage of Indian passport holders among all the world visiting Kailash Yatra every year?
I think more than 70% Indian pilgrimage, because of the large number of people travel May to September. The others country very small group, like 10 people, 15 people, 5 people. Indian is not like that. Minimum 50 people one group. So it goes to the massive crowd. So this is the number of pilgrimages covered by Indian.
And Rameshji, every year many Swamijis and Gurujis, they'll also be visiting this Kailash Manasarovar Yatra. So can you please name few of them? I mean, important.
Well,
persons.
yeah, I organize so many Swamiji, but I have only few names: Krishnanandan Maharaj, Hampi Guru, and Lankesh Bapu, who is a Shiva Kathakar, Jignesh Dada in Gujarat, Bhagavat Kathakar, Chaitanya Maharaj. Similarly, I took number of Swamiji, I forgot the names.
And likewise, sir, can you name a few politicians or any popular people visiting this Kailash Manasarovar Yatra?
Well, yes, the L. Subba Reddy family, 2019 I took them. Vijaya Lakshmi Madam, Jagmohan Reddy mother also I organized, 2016 or 17, I am confusing. I organized. And then Nitin Bhai Patel is a deputy CM family, 2012 I organized. And then I forgot so many been there, ex minister, ex MLA, so many been there. So those people I know, I remember still.
Rameshji, and another important question. So I have come across many videos telecasted in media channels only, like people who wants to visit this Kailash Yatra, they have trusted some people in Nepal, gave huge money to them, and coming back like with empty hands. I mean, they got cheated and they came back with empty hands again to India. So why one should trust Ojha group, and what do you have to say about this?
This is not often happen. It's a very rarely happen, but still happening. So people don't know who is the main organizer. The Chinese government, Department of CIPC or Foreign Exchange Center, there is the two government organization in Lhasa. They authorize the only 5 or 6 agent only. The people don't know about this thing, and they book to the tour through anyone. So in the market, the people are coming, everyone say I am doing Kailash, but they don't know who organized in the China, and they don't know any rule and regulation what happening in the China. So without any knowledge, without any preparation, and then without any situation, so they book the trip, and finally they get in the Kathmandu and they get problem to the visa. So they should go through the member of company, those who are a member with the CIPC and Foreign Exchange Center in Lhasa. So only those are the official organizer, and other organizer also they bring the group, either they sell to us or either they have to take the permit from us. So this is the situation. Go through the authorized agent. Don't trust everyone in the market, unknown people. Any Kailash operators nobody have a helicopter, nobody have any aircraft. This is the different owner, different company. We buy the tickets there, we charter there.
And Rameshji, as you said, Nepal Muktinath Yatra. So that is also a lifetime dream for many people.
Yes.
So can we club this Nepal Mukti Yatra and along with this Kailash Manasarovar Yatra?
Well, yes. So about the Nepal tour and Muktinath tour, so everyone can go there. Muktinath, Pashupatinath, Janakpuri, Lumbini, birthplace of Buddha, Jalnarayanan. This is our heritage tour and spiritual tour. Can go any Indian with any ID. And the main time, the Kailash Yatri, they want to go both Yatra at the same time because of the save the time, and it will be economic also. So they save the flight ticket also if they go separately. So I suggest to the Kailash Yatri book the both. So before the Kailash, better I go to the Muktinath, mean for the acclimatization. Muktinath is almost 4,000 meter altitude. So if they sleep overnight over there, it makes a big difference in acclimatization. Then after coming back, go to the Kailash, people less get the altitude sickness. So I suggest like this.
Right. Thank you so much, Ramesh, for explaining in detail about this Kailash Manasarovar Yatra. Thank you so much for being here.
So you're welcome. So namaskar, and then thank you very much to giving me this opportunity to introduce to myself and my experience and about my company, which is I am going to launch in a first India in pilgrimage market, first to the Hyderabad. I love to this place because at the first time in 99 I take the group from Hyderabad, first time my life experience taking the people to Kailash. That's why I choose this city first.
Okay.
So I am sure people will come to me, and through my organization they will enjoy, and they will enjoy the wide variety of our experience and our services. So welcome to all Yatris. Please join with us and enjoy in the Kailash Yatra. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.
Right. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
Idi Ivalti Travel Plus. Keep watching 10 TV.